things I want to say, and I'm going to keep it relatively sparse. And this is what I picked up on from speaking to my lawyers about the Yuriy and Rylee situation and the lawsuit that they have filed against me.
You too, right?
And him, and for some reason, Josh is even thrown into it, which is kind of baffling. Yeah, sure. Anyway, so including in this lawsuit and things that were specified in it, it's like 90% things that took place after they stopped working here. Now, you can't, like, all that shit is irrelevant. Anything that we said about them after they left could only be part of a lawsuit if it was basically defamation. Now, the standard for defamation is very, very high. So, for sure, we've said things about them that probably would sort of enter into that realm because we have said some pretty crazy shit about them. But that being said, you have to prove damages. It's very, very difficult. So, 90% of the shit in that lawsuit is bullshit for it to be included in this lawsuit, because timeline wise, all that shit happened after they left. A sexual harassment or unlawful termination or whatever lawsuit is only going to be able to address things that took place while these people worked here. Now, even the biggest No Jumper hater who was aware of what was going on at No Jumper while they were here, especially if you worked here and you were like really seeing what was going on day to day, we never treated her with any kind of disrespect. Was there disrespect after she left? Sure. But we always treated her with the utmost respect, including going massively out of our way. Remember when big homie was liking her Instagram photos and shit? We basically like put it on the table. Like, if you're uncomfortable with anything that he's done around you, he's out of here.
Led to a termination of an employee, damn near.
Exactly. Like, we took it to an extent of showing her respect that honestly was kind of crazy. Like, the level to which we basically went massively out of our way to make her feel comfortable, which is insane. So
OG Chaircast? Who was it? With the chair?
Kiki.
Kiki, wow. Yeah. There was weird stuff there, but like, you know, there's absolutely no truth to the idea. And there was never any sort of documentation of her feeling uncomfortable in any way. There's no complaints, nothing that was said. At some point, if this lawsuit continues on, my lawyers have informed me, don't delete anything off your phone. I laughed because they could see everything I got on my phone. There was never any intentional disrespect while they were here. And, you know, even in a situation like somebody allegedly posted something to her on the Reddit at once. So now you're taking a public platform, which Yuriy was a mod on. Yeah. Even after he stopped working here, he was still a mod. He had the power to go onto the Reddit and remove whatever. As soon as we became aware that anybody had posted anything inappropriate, well, someone who was a mod on No Jumper, the No Jumper Reddit allegedly posted this, he was removed as a moderator immediately. So that is, quite frankly, insane. So either of them saying that they were unlawfully terminated. Think about this. She was terminated at the same time that like 8 hosts left the platform, maybe more, maybe 10 people left the platform,
including the tech staff. It was like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And that's just hosts,
right?
We got rid of like 4 editors,
right,
at like the same time.
Designers.
She was an administrative assistant. We did not hire another administrative assistant after we fired her. She was fired 100% because of the fact that we were downsizing. We did not have as many hosts. There was just way less content to be created, as well as the economic realities of podcasting kind of hitting us. You know, obviously there was a boom period during the pandemic and we had all these hosts, and then a lot of those hosts left right around the same time that a lot of the views were really kind of coming back to earth, whatever. It's completely disingenuous and it's total bullshit. And the idea that he was terminated.
He wasn't terminated. He quit on his own.
Okay, that is not true. He was terminated from his role as an editor. And there are multiple clips on YouTube in which it's discussed at length, and he acknowledges that he was let go as a result of the fact that he was a horrible editor and he was making lots of mistakes. That stuff is all extremely well documented.
He was still on camera talent.
He was still on camera talent. But at some point, he stopped calling. He stopped trying to be on camera, whatever. And then we enter into the period of time where we were beefing, going back and forth, whatever. All that shit is irrelevant to what they're claiming about the unlawful termination shit. My lawyers have characterized this as an extortion attempt. It's basically a situation in which they're leveraging the fact that it's relatively easy to sue your employer, and they're doing what they can with it. It's not something I'm losing any kind of sleep about, because I know they were both treated with the utmost respect while they were on the platform, and that everything afterwards, you going to his house, what the fuck does that have to do with no jumper?
Let's talk about
think about the things that led to you going to his house. It's so obvious that he was a willing participant in this. And I'll let you go, but what was I going to say?
A willing participant.
He was such a willing participant in it while under NDA. They're both under NDA.
Oh, shit.
So will there be an ensuing countersuit? Well, it's certainly on the table, because they're under NDA and they have said some absolutely horrible things about myself, about No Jumper. And the NDA specifically protects us in case slanderous statements were made by them. Now, I would implore people watching this, people in the Reddit, please submit everything that you consider to be slanderous in any way, because we've already collected quite a good deal of it. However, I know there's more of it, and there has been an attempt by them to clean up their digital footprint and to hide some of the stuff that they said about us. That being said, so much of it is already archived on the Reddit that it's just absurd to think that this is going to go anywhere. So, Lush, feel free to air out whatever you have to say.
Well, let's just talk about the odd inclusion of Nicholas Hyams in this lawsuit. Let's talk about the fact that I was unaware until I saw this lawsuit that I was in a managerial capacity at No Jumper in any way, and I was able to determine hiring and firing, and I was a superior, as stated in the lawsuit, to Mr. Yakubashevitz and Miss Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's crazy.
Because I was today years old when I realized that. If I had known sooner, there probably would have been a little bit of different things that would have gone down. Now, with that being said, also,
bros.
Yeah, the biggest. I'm also a little bit confused about me when Yuriy specifically invited me to his house.
Right.
In fact, I have a text message that says, pull up. Pull up, indicating an invite to his house, while he had a picture of me behind him and a lengthy discussion, which, again, Reddit sleuths, do your best. It's not going to be hard to regurgitate any of this. An entire stream dedicated to my unborn child being a crack baby.
And trying to take the moral high ground after engaging in something like that is so absurd. Somebody posted a clip in the Reddit the other day that really stuck with me, and it was a moment in which Yuriy was talking about how he felt like he had so much motion going at a time, and that it made sense for him to leave No Jumper because he was influenced by academics, and he wanted to really see what was possible for him in terms of what he could accomplish on his own as a streamer. It turns out that you would go on to accomplish nearly nothing. You have like 10 average live viewers. That same fan base that we gifted you now views you as an absolute failure, a bad person, and a piece of shit. And you've dragged your girlfriend down with you. And the idea that you think that you're going to come out of trying to go legal on us unscathed, that the people are going to have any sort of sympathy for you. I very much foresee a future in which the donations, which have nearly entirely dried up, will dry up to a level that is almost unthinkable.
The fucking Sahara Desert
For sure.
And it makes me wonder, like, here's the thing that's confusing to me. I was so cool with them. I never had a negative interaction with Yuriy and Rylee. Was invited to their home multiple times, was on their podcast. We did a 1 chip challenge, whatever, all this, like, no, to the point where when I was doing my first No Jumper diss track, I was like, hey, bro, you're not even included in here. And he got mad and I had to add bars to even have something to say about Yuriy. Wanted me to diss him. So he got added. If you listen, it's at the end of the song. I don't even mention bro till the end. You know what I'm saying? And
he asked you to diss him?
Yeah, he's like, what? You left me out? That's why?
The thing about it is that I almost feel bad for the lawyer, and I really look forward to the moment in which the lawyer realizes the extent to which he has been misled, because you know that they probably presented a bunch of information to the lawyer and the lawyer was like, oh, they did all this shit while you were working there? This is a textbook example of whatever. But the reality is that while they worked here, they were treated so well.
Right.
And it was only after they entered into a verbal back and forth with us that there was any kind of disrespect. At some point, this lawyer is going to realize that, and he's going to realize this lawsuit is a lemon. It's not going anywhere. So I'm very much looking forward to it. It's obviously a little bit annoying to have to be investing money into legal funds in order to deal with someone who, you know, realistically, I spent like 8 years building up Yuriy, giving him every opportunity. I gave him a streaming career. I continued to promote him and have him on stream over and over and over. And it's only now that he has realized that he is an absolute abject failure that he's now decided to go the legal route. And hey, let's be real. These situations oftentimes will end in some kind of settlement. So maybe there is a chance that I've got to cough up some amount of money. And that would be unfortunate because you really hate to see the bad guys win. But the thing that is absolutely clear, Yuriy, is that you're the bad guy. You are a piece of shit who has nothing going for him. And there is no light at the end of the tunnel. It's all dark days from here. Everybody involved in this. What happened to all the dudes that you started that podcast with? What do they think about you now? We don't even have to ask.
They seem like they're doing fine without him.
We saw the house phone rant. We know what those people think of you. We know what kind of conversations they're having about you off camera.
What type of dweeb ass person you are. Like, you know what you are. Oh my God. You're drinking my water.
An ingrate.
You're drinking my water while motherfucking cussing you out and shit. Why you're drinking my water?
I'm taking my Tito's.
Bitch ass nigga.
If the lawsuit concerned things that happened while they worked here,
be different.
It would be 1 page long.
Right.
Instead, they group in all this shit that happened after they left as if that's going to have any impact on this, when in reality, it will all be tossed out immediately.
Which they also were participants in. It wasn't like for them to play the victim is fucking absolute insanity.
Real white guy.
First of all, anybody, the idea of someone disrespecting or even making Rylee feel uncomfortable when she was there, that person would have got dogpiled.
We treated her better than he did.
Yeah, we've
seen the way he treats her.
She would cry. We would try to talk to her. God. We all had her back the most. Yeah. Everybody was cool with Rylee.
And you know who's really assassinated his character? The internet.
Right.
The Moist Criticals of the world, the Feared Bucks of the world, the people who made this footage. Like, you realize that clip of him and her in which he's like basically verbally abusing her because she did a YouTube video while she was in high school with a gay dude? That's still going viral in different corners of the internet on a consistent basis.
That's cringe porn for life.
Oh, for life. That's not going anywhere. And I'm sure that had like a significant negative impact on their lives. Guess who made that clip? You streamed that. That didn't have anything to do with me. Did I help decimate it to the internet?
Are you gonna sue Charlie?
Yeah.
Are you gonna sue Charlie?
Yeah, why is Moist Critical not in this lawsuit?
Yeah, how's he not on the chalk?
It's just such a joke. And I don't know who went about putting it on the Reddit or who tipped somebody off. Cause I'm going to be real with you. It's like, I probably besides you, I think I told 2 other people.
Yeah.
Josh also, but like even most of the employees here didn't know about it.
Josh, another dude that was nothing but kind of Yuriy and Rylee the whole time. And here's the thing. If look at this timeline. So
I didn't want her working here. Josh had a heart of gold. He's the one who hired her.